Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Nina here from Crystal Sun Healing. Happy Sunday. I just wanted to hop on here. I know Mercury retrograde just began a few days ago. We have 6 planets in retrograde, but that's not what this live is about. This live is about accountability, shamanism, and being a healer. So, what do these three things have in common? Well, first of all, if you are on any type of shamanic path, okay, before you can really be effective on your path, if you're not being if you're not taking accountability for your life, what's going on, the path initially is going to be really, really difficult because your path is going to start revealing to you all of the inconsistencies and all of the things that show you how you're not being accountable. And so to back up a little bit, what is accountability? Accountability is you taking responsibility for your life, for your work, for the things that have happened and for the things that have not happened. That is true accountability. And stop shifting the blame on everything. Accountability is holding yourself accountable for what's going on in your life. And when you are fully accountable and you can take full responsibility for your life, a lot of the magic that you seek to manifest and create in your world will start to unfold in such a beautiful way because you have taken control of the reins. So, accountability is basically the same. If I was going to give a metaphor, accountability is you taking the reins. If you are driving a horse or riding a horse, and before you were letting someone else carry the reins, which is most mainstream people, or the reins are in this direction or in this direction, in this direction, but you're the one on the horse and the horse is leading you to your destination. So why don't you have the reins in your hands? Why aren't you the one driving and steering? Excuse me. That is accountability, in a way. And so it's not easy. It's not hard. Self accountability requires you to be disciplined, requires you to have structure, requires you to be grounded, and requires radical honesty, extreme honesty with yourself so that you can understand where you can improve yourself, where you can grow, and how you can flow. So I bring this up, shamanism and being a healer, because I meet so many people that are like, I want to be a healer, or I'm a healer and I want to know how to get started, and this and that. And their lives are a mess. Their lives are a radical, hot mess. And they're so eager to like go help this person over here and go help this person over here. They're even sometimes doing charities and fundraisers for other events and things beyond themselves, things that are not related to themselves, and they can't even pay their rent. They can't even pay their bills. Like, why are you running out trying to put out the fire in someone else's house when your house is currently burning? Is how I put it. And so they're running away from their own issues. Why are these healers running away from their own issues? When in reality, they could actually become a more effective healer if they made sure that their house was not on fire, and they made sure that they took full responsibility in for their actions. And so um let me back up just a little bit more. For those of you who are just coming on, please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're jumping in from. My name is Nina, for those of you who are not familiar with me, and I'm just doing a quick live on accountability, what it means to have accountability in your life, and shamanism and being a healer. So when you are able to take accountability or responsibility or take the reins and take control of the direction in your life, beautiful things start to unfold and start to happen. And one of the most beautiful things that start to unfold and um, start to open up for everyone. Hi, Zodiac. So nice to see you. Thank you for checking in. For those of you who are just joining in, please hit that like button. And for those of you who are wanting to do more, okay, you have to make sure that you can do more at home with yourself. It always begins with yourself. And this is one of the things that I actually teach in my shamanic mentorship course. For those who are wanting to have a good, solid foundation in their life, whether they choose to use the practical applications of the course or not. And so everyone wants to, there are people who have the heart of wanting to be a great donator, a great, I forgot the word for it, someone starts with an A, someone who always wants to give back to humanity, and they're able to just like dump billions into humanity, and they're looked at as good people, even though sometimes that's just an illusion. With shamanism, okay, with shamanism, one of the first tenets, the most important tenets is you looking at your life and seeing, what are you not taking responsibility for? Are you still shifting blame for what happened here, what happened there? And yes, sometimes there are situations where we were victims, but are you still in that victim energy? What have you done to shift that victim energy? What have you done to heal and work through that trauma? What have you done to change the narrative? And that is the biggest step in owning your life, changing directions, moving forward, is owning full responsibility of what's going on in your world. And you're just like, okay, you know what? My car tire is flat. Why is it flat? Oh, because you know what? I didn't bring it to the car shop when I noticed that I got a nail in the tire, and now my tire is flat. And so a lot of times we ignore these nails in our tires, and now our tires are flat. And so in healing, we go take the tire, we examine the tire, and we're like, oh, well, your tire is flat because you have a nail in it, okay? An unhealed, unconscious person's be like, well, that's because on this highway, they always got nails, and da-da-da-da, I tried to avoid it, and blah, blah, blah. That's not someone taking a responsibility. We don't want an explanation. We want solutions. So creating solutions in your life for how the problem got there in the first place. It's not about whose fault it was. It's never about whose fault it was. But ultimately, it's your fault, or it's your responsibility, I should say, if you don't do something about it. And so, um, only we can only heal when we look at the reality of, okay, I drove my car. This highway is known for having lots of nails, and I drove my car into that area that's known for having lots of nails. I should not be surprised that I got a nail, even though before I've driven through it and I didn't get a nail. I got very, very lucky. But this time, I'm going to create a strategy. I'm going to create a strategy that allows me to protect my tires a little bit better so that I pick up less nails. I can minimize the chances of me catching a nail in one of my tires. And so that is accountability. That is taking responsibility. Having accountability for your people around you also includes boundary work. And so it's almost like that accountability is the the boundaries that you've given yourself from the inside. It's not so much boundaries. A lot of times when we talk about boundaries, it's about what we allow coming into our field from the outside, but what about what we allow to go on within our field on the inside? And so that's a different kind of boundary work. What are we allowing in our boundaried fields? And so once we analyze and pick up all the nails and stop driving on dangerous highways, then we start to see, oh, you know what? Maybe these tires are better for driving on snow than they are driving on the asphalt. And then when you switch to the snow, you notice you start to move faster, you start to fly. And then people around you are like, "Oh my gosh, how did you do that? Oh, you make it look so easy. I want to be just like you." Well, and then your response is, "Well, first I had to find out why my tires weren't working before. Then I took out all of the problems that were causing issues in my tires that were keeping me from moving forward. And then I took it a step further. I gained some insight. I spoke with some experts or some teachers and some mentors. I did some research and I found out my tires aren't even designed to be driving on asphalt. They're designed to be driving on snow. And now that I have switched the surface of which that I'm driving my tires on, I can now move faster. And sometimes if I go fast enough, I can even fly. How cool is that? Well, I want to know how to do that. Well, how do you do that? First, we start by looking at our tires. First, we look at our environments, we switch out our environments, we heal the things because you can't heal in the same environment that you got sick in. We heal, we adjust things, and then we find out what we have is actually even better than we thought. Society told us it was a one size fits all, and in reality, each snowflake is quite unique. And maybe this is just a giant art gallery, and we're all different masterpieces. We're not manufactured art. We're not supposed to be the same. We're not all supposed to be doing the same thing. But we can do similar things, but the idea is to dig into your art and realize what you can do all on your own. So, those are some of the little tidbits that I wanted to share with you on accountability, shamanism, and healing. And with accountability, it's taking responsibility and creating the proper boundaries on the outside fields and the inside fields. Shamanism means, in reference to this, is taking full responsibility, and no one is going to be here to coddle you, hold your hand, and say, "Oh, it's okay, baby." No, you got to keep going. You got to make it right. You got to make it better. I recently went through a situation where I wanted to just collapse, and I wished somebody was going to make it better for me. Nobody did. I had to fix it. And even though I cried my way through the entire situation afterwards and did what I needed to do, I did my process, I fixed it, and now I feel better. And then lastly, okay, so we talked about accountability, shamanism, and now healing. When you embrace these tenets, take accountability for yourself, you can now move into the next level of healing. You can heal parts of yourself. And after you do that, you now have experience. This is where you gain your experience from your unique problems and issues and hurdles and obstacles that you have to overcome. This becomes your unique selling price as a healer. I hate to say unique selling price, but your unique specialty that you have gained experience and that you can now share with the community as a healer. And now you've become more of a facilitator than someone who is just in the receiving patient position. After the patient heals, eventually the patient can turn around and choose to teach and help and heal others. So I hope you like my talk. I will hop on here again as soon as I can. And if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, um, please let me know. Oh, one last thing I wanted to mention, when you're doing any kind of healing and shadow work, a crystal that you should definitely keep close by is obsidian. I have my obsidian owl here. This thing is pretty amazing. It will cut, it clears, and it will obliterate anything that gets in its way. And so, because of the very shape of this obsidian wand right here, um, I can open, clear, and do so much work on the chakras. So this is a wonderful tool for crystal healing and for shadow work. And so whenever any of my fears or inconsistencies that come up from when I'm doing my working with my tires, trying to figure out how to get my tires spinning, this is a tool that I love to work with, and it really helps me to see. And because it has the totem of the owl, I'm sorry, and because it has the owl on top of the obsidian, it really, 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 really helps me to see what's going on and really helps me to understand how I can be more effective in the situation of solving this problem and taking accountability and responsibility for my situation for myself. Because the universe only helps those who helps themselves. And as I was helping myself, each and every time, I always receive more help and assistance. So I love each and every one of you. If you have a topic that you want me to cover, please let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Please like this video, like, share, comment below, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you soon. Ciao.